Hey everybody, it's Luke over at Galaxy Tech Review, and today I've got a product from Wanbo. This is the Wanbo Cube 1 Smart Android TV Projector. And this has a ton of awesome features running on Android TV 11, giving you access to the Google Play Store for all of the apps that you can download and use on this projector. Just makes it a great OS and ecosystem for your projector. We're going to dig into this now, and I'll be right back. Okay, so let's take a quick look at everything that comes in the box with the Cube 1. You're going to have a quick operation guide, and this is how to get your remote control connected via Bluetooth, which is great because you don't have to have line of sight. You're going to hold down the home and back button to connect it via Bluetooth automatically, and then you can pretty much use this as long as you're within about 35 feet from anywhere without even having to point it at the projector. You do also get a thank you card from Wanbo, letting you know that they're appreciative of your purchase. And then, of course, we get a projector manual for the Cube 1. Now, this manual will go over your remote control. It'll go over all of your ports and buttons. It'll also have your projection distance reference. 1.2 meters is going to be about 40 inches, and 3.5 meters away from wherever you're projecting on a wall, a ceiling, it's going to be about a 130-inch screen. So you do have basic parameters here, and I'll also list some of the specs on this as well so that you can check them out on your own. If I miss anything, you can come back to this point in the video and check them out. So yes, you have a ton of different information in here for you, listing all of the scenarios that you may be using. Hold on to this instruction manual just in case you may need to reference it later. As far as power goes, we have a standard two-prong to two-prong power adapter. This does not have a battery inside, so you will have to keep it plugged in for usage. We do have a remote here, and you're going to notice at the top, we do have a Google Assistant button here for voice search. So it's a voice-enabled Bluetooth remote. You can have some shortcuts for YouTube, Netflix, Disney Plus, Prime Video. You're going to have your settings, a jog wheel, and an OK. Your basic home and back buttons. On the right-hand side, these two arrows are going to be for your electronic focus, which is also included on this projector. And it also has a trapezoid, automatic trapezoid alignment or 4-point alignment. So if you were to point it at the ceiling, it would automatically adjust the picture as well. As you can see, with this style, we can go 360 degrees. Of course, in the all the way down position, it's going to protect that lens. Speaking of that lens is not plastic. That is a glass lens. Some of the cheaper models have plastic lenses. This one happens to have a glass lens on it. I like the ridges on the top here. Just an overall kind of straight style, no flashiness to it, but it looks good. Power button on the back, full USB port, full HDMI port, and a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, as well as your DC input. You're going to have a nice 8-watt speaker on the back, which is a little bit higher than the 3 watts that you see on a lot of these style projectors, as well as some exhaust here. On the bottom, we've got 4 feet to hold it in place. We also have a section here for a tripod. If you want to mount this on a tripod, you can do that as well. Overall, I like the design of the Cube 1. I like the flexibility of being able to point this at the ceiling or another spot. It's going to have that automatic correction for your picture and electronic adjust for your focus. Okay, so let's take a look at our home screen here. You can see that this is the normal Android TV OS. So this is going to be familiar to you if you've used this before. You can see that we do have click to speak or click to type in the left-hand corner because we do have that Bluetooth remote and access to our Google Assistant. We have a shop tab here. We have a discover tab, which will, let you take a look at different shows and movies on other services. You do have your apps as well. If we go back to the Discover tab, you're going to see, you've got some YouTube stuff here. We've got some other stuff from maybe Prime Video or, other things that you have installed. So you can kind of look for something to watch if you're looking for that. Of course, we do have our apps. If we take a look, I've got Netflix, Prime Video, YouTube, Google Play, and Movie TV, which is integrated into YouTube, YouTube Music, Google Play Store, which is an excellent thing to have here. And of course, the reason for that is it gives you access to thousands and thousands of apps. If you want music apps, streaming apps, entertainment, free movies and TV, news apps, and even more, you can get them all here on the Google Play Store, which is awesome. I love that this is running a Google OS and will actually support all the apps right from the store. Now, if we go in, we've got our notifications on the right-hand side, our settings, our account, and of course our time. If we go into settings, you're going to see that these are basic Android settings that you should be pretty familiar with if you've used Android devices in the past. You can check out your network and internet, your Wi-Fi connection. It supports 2.4 gigahertz and 5 gigahertz. Your apps, your device preferences, remotes and accessories. These are going to be things that you will have that will be able to be connected via Bluetooth. You can see that my remote is already there. But if I want to connect something else like an external speaker or headphones, I can do that right here. You can set up your device name. We can see device preferences. We've got about a device, our date and time. We can change our language, the keyboard, our display and sound. We have our screen resolution here, screen positioning, HDMI CEC for using different remotes to control this. And then, of course, you have your sound settings as well. So you can use the device sound settings that are built in, turning on and off system sounds, and of course your screen resolution here. My current is 1080p at 60 hertz. Our color space is 444 at 10-bit, and HDR is set to always be on. So yes, this also supports HDR. Now, internal shared storage is about 5 gigabytes, so there's not much there, but there's enough for some apps. And then, of course, you can add an external drive like I've got here. I've got a 36 gigabyte external USB drive hooked up to this as well. You can adjust things for Google Assistant, home screen, Google Cast, allowing you to cast devices to this as well, and then other settings there as well. Here we are in the YouTube app, playing back a 4K HDR file here, and I'll let you have a look and a listen on default settings. So as you can see, I usually look at the corners of the image, and you can see the corners of the image when this is in full screen are nice and crisp and clear. The colors are excellent. Again, being able to support HDR, you can see that we've got excellent colors here. Very, very vivid, very nice. Colorful playback here from YouTube. Overall, just an excellent picture. And the 8-watt speakers that are included here do an excellent job compared to some of the competitors with those 3-watt speakers. Now, of course, this being Android TV OS, it has a free play, which is about 350 different live TV channels that you can get with Google TV Free Play. Those are included here, and you will be able to check these out and go and watch live TV right here from the OS without having to download anything else. So if I just want to bring up something like Dr. Phil, I can easily do that. Loads up pretty quick. Again, the colors are excellent on this. No issues whatsoever with the color, and the image is nice and crisp and clean. Again, you can see the corners are nice and sharp and clear. Overall, a great picture and sound from this projector. Now, when you are playing something back, this is the YouTube app. Also has all of your purchased movies in it. You can hit your settings button. You can go into image correction, and you can make sure that the auto trapezoid is on. So if I was to point this to the ceiling, I would be able to have the screen auto adjust. You can go into picture settings, input, audio mode, change your languages, and we have some advanced settings where you have your projection method, whether it be front, rear, front ceiling, or rear ceiling. If you're going to mount this on the ceiling, your system updates and factory resets are also in advanced settings as well. But if we do take a look at picture settings, we've got a lot of things that we can change here, like our color temperature from standard to cool to warm. Now, of course, I'm leaving it on standard here for testing. We do have our picture mode, standard, vivid, soft, and user. And in user, you can individually adjust the brightness, contrast, saturation, and sharpness as well. Same thing if we go back out into audio mode, standard, music, movie, and user. And in user, we can adjust our EQ to our liking if we want to. I have done all these tests on the standard modes for both picture and for audio. Kind of fast forwarding into a dark scene, you can see in the dark scenes, it has still retained that detail because of the exceptional brightness of the Cube One. So in a space type scene here, I can still see the lightings, the stars, everything like that. And if we move on to a scene where we're in a light type scene or a daytime type scene, you're going to be able to see again nice, awesome color reproduction here, good details. It just has a nice, rich setup, and this is on standard settings. So if you want to enhance this more, you can do that as well. Now, I haven't left out gaming here. This is Ghost of Tsushima, and this is a great game on PS5 and also PC. This is some PC gameplay of this. My PC was running this in 4K, so it will support the playback of 4K, as you can see here. Again, nice bright colors here. Overall, no real ghosting issues or anything like that. Looks great, plays great. Is something that if you're a gamer, you're going to be able to check this out. I'll let you listen to the rest of this so you can hear some of the sound that comes out from gaming. So there you go. Gaming, whether you connect a PC or a console to the Wanbo Cube One, will look and sound really great from this projector. I also like having electronic focus right from the remote, so I don't have to fiddle with anything on the actual unit itself to dial it in for the remote. It just makes it so much easier to do. I love the fact that we have Android TV OS on here, giving us access to things like Google Assistant, where I can ask it what the weather's like, and it will tell me what the weather's like. I can have it do other things like open certain apps and things like that. So you've got a lot of flexibility here and a lot of nice features, like voice remote, all the things that come with Android OS and everything like that. Of course, access to the Google Play Store for thousands of different apps as well. So there you go. That's my review of the Wanbo Cube One Smart Android TV projector. Love that it's on Android TV OS. Love all the apps that you can get with it without having to hook up anything external like a Fire Stick or something else to get all of those programs. It comes right with the OS already baked in to the Cube One itself. Excellent picture, strong sound with that 8-watt speaker. You get a Bluetooth enabled remote with voice activation as well. Overall, I think Wanbo did a great job with the Cube One. This was Luke from Galaxy Tech Review. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I'll check you guys out on the next one.